Live from San Antonio, Texas.
Hey.
Here we are, down in the Lone Star State, my state of birth, doing a very special crossover promotion event with several reputable companies.
Absolutely.
And so let's get ready to do this.
Let's fuck this fucking goose.
This fucking goose. Here we go.
This fucking goose.
Welcome to the smoke pit.
Hey again.
So we flew down from Virginia to San Antonio, Texas, and we got down here, and EP Mike cock blocked us with this cute TSA girl.
Yeah, well, I would have closed, but whatever.
Yeah, I doubt that. She said she was into guys that weren't full of themselves and smelled like Doritos.
She sounds like a lesbian.
Like Scarface.
Yeah.
Lesbian. That's like literally his response when he got shot down. How did things go for that guy?
The way I remember it, he
was a rat fuck. That's what it was.
Is that what you wanted? I don't know what you were going for.
Yeah, the old rope-a-dope.
That's right.
Walked right into that one. No, but not that. I was trying to close or anything, but she was pretty cute. And EP Mike came over and started talking about like his acid reflux or his GERD or something.
That's so funny.
Just let out a huge fart and like, really, dude? Like,
boy, my GERD is sure acting up.
Wham. And she's like, oh, wow, but like, El Guapo, you're still so charming that I think I can pursue through this. And then he was just like, oh, man, my hemorrhoids. She's a flaring.
My dogs are barking.
Old Faithful. Anytime the temperature drops under 97.
I'm going to need one of those carts, ma'am, to take me to my gate.
Just to carry my hemorrhoid in, I need one of those baskets. Yeah. So, but speaking of which, didn't you have an adventurous weekend?
Oh, you talk with me and EP Mike?
Yeah. Because it was his birthday. Reggaeton.
Before I get too chipper and tell this tale again, we recorded a show last night. And I'm telling the story again, so it's not going to be as enthusiastic as it was before, but I'll see what I can do.
Oh, why are we recording the show again?
Oh, I don't know. EP Mike, you're right next to us. Do you want to say why?
Like computer's retarded.
Okay. Oh, my God. Can't accept anything.
Can't ever accept accountability.
Jesus Christ. So anyway, if the audio sounds different, I hit on this last show again. We are literally recording from a house in San Antonio.
Yeah, we rented a very large ranch-style Texas home.
Super nice.
I'm looking around, and I either see the word Texas or the shape of Texas, no less, and this is no exaggeration, 7 times just from where I'm sitting in the living room.
Oh, for sure.
Either the outline or something, that says Texas on it. Or you can see the word Texas painted with the Texas flag outside through the window.
Yeah, there's graffiti on their own fence that they themselves did.
Yeah. So that way they could see. It's not like
they go outside to smoke. They're like, all right, we are in Texas. That's right.
Yeah, but the home is very nice.
It is very nice.
I've noticed that, like traveling in your early 20s, it's like, all right, let's get this Roach Motel that we spent $20 a night on.
I still like that.
But like the thing is you out of like 24 hours, you only spend 23 hours out in the town, and like maybe like 1 hour like power napping or banging some stripper in your hotel room.
Right.
But as like when you get to your 30s, you get like a really nice villa or ranch or Airbnb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you spend like the majority of your time like enjoying the accommodations, like, oh, this bed is so nice, or the shower is so dope.
The first thing I noticed was there's a Keurig but no K-cups. I'm like, what kind of butt fuck service?
Yeah, like there's literally a pinball machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like as you get older, you kind of gravitate more towards the comforts of the place you're staying versus the shenanigans of the location you're at.
I will say that I'm kind of peeved because you guys walked in the house first and claimed the rooms, like with the master like beds and stuff, and I slept on a twin bed.
Okay, do we really want to get into that? Because there was a reason.
First off, no, that reason is shit. That's a shit reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Really?
Your math doesn't add up. We can go in. We can do this. Can go from a drinking story show to a debate show real fucking quick.
All right, let's fucking do it. Round 1.
Okay, let's go.
So there was 3 bedrooms and 3 large couches in here, so plenty of room for people to sleep. a young lady friend of ours. She wanted to come hang out with us because we're in town, and so we get here. And as soon as we get here, I immediately throw EP Mike into one of the rooms, and then I immediately claim the master room because I'm a big dude. It's the biggest bed, the biggest shower.
I'm the master.
Yeah, like it's it's science.
Yeah.
Purposefully leaving him and the attractive young lady in the one room that had 2 beds, so it would be forced to cohabitate and perform coitus.
You feel like if you put 2 people in the room, like we're just gonna mate. She's great. I didn't want to hook up with her.
Yeah, with you, that's kind of like a thing.
What?
Like if you're alone in a room with any fat chick for more than 12 seconds.
Oh my god!
Like
I already did my spiel on the last episode, how I'm an embellished version of myself on the show, and yet you keep recreating it.
Because we can't punish the audience for not hearing that.
That's true. That's a good point.
So I feel like I'm being attacked, and all I tried to do was put you alone in a room with an attractive woman.
All I needed was the last thing I wanted. Sitting alone in a room with a hot blonde chick. Shout out to AA, asking Alexandria.
Yep.
But,
yeah, but like I feel if that's what qualifies as a bad friend, then guilty as charged.
Okay, don't play the victim in this. I'm telling you.
I'm not EP Mike.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate the hookup, but it just wasn't gonna happen. She's great, she's cute and everything. I didn't feel like hooking up. I was so dog tired when we got here anyway, and plus, I mean,
you're getting old, man.
I swear to God.
The hair's thinning, the temples are graying.
I swear to God.
It's all right. I've been there, dude. I'm blazing the trail. I got a few years on you.
I will walk off the show right now. We'll walk into my twin bed and pout.
To your trailer.
This is my trailer. I'll be in my trailer. No, I mean, I do appreciate it, but that was never. It was never the plan. She just had me hanging out with us. But in your mind, in Dan's mind, it's like if I put Mike in a room with somebody, he's gonna have sex with it.
Yeah, because you're an animal.
What are you talking about?
Would you like to defend this embellished version of yourself that you did last show?
I'm going to because I think the Drinking Bros episode drops today, so it's gonna be a bad look. But so when I get on air, it is funny to play like an oversexed, hyped up version of myself because it's good for the show. It is. But
and it's also therapeutic for him to be honest with who he is.
I swear to God. But at the end of the day, those who actually know me know I sit in my apartment, order DoorDash, and fucking fist my own butt. I don't do anything all day. So
the lies.
Oh my God! You act like I just have DoorDash girls come over and
case in point, we were laughing about this yesterday. Like maybe a week or 2 ago.
God!
Let me pull it up here. A week or 2 ago, I posted a meme about like her. Did you pull out him? And then it's just like this picture of like a guy with like a real guilty looking face, but he's in boot camp with some boot. They're probably getting yelled at, and so he's got like a camo paint and a helmet and whatever. And it's like you pulled out, right? And then him like, oh
yeah. And
then like I tapped on the people who like it. No less than 4 girls that I know personally that he's cream pie like
God.
that meme. No less than 4, and that's out of the 9,190 likes that meme got, I'm counting.
Oh Jesus Christ!
2, 3, 4. 4 girls and 1 guy that I know is cream pie.
See, embellished. Everything's embellished.
No, but real talk, at least 4 girls,
okay,
and that's not even me scrolling all the way through all 9. That was just the ones that came to the top. So I understand that it's not like an assembly line,
sure,
where like girls are just like put down on like the runway,
right,
and like just like lowered by a machine onto your penis to be filled.
I am telling you, my sex life is not that happening. It's just not.
How many girls you been with?
Today.
See?
Because the answer is 0. You look ridiculous.
You have egg on your face.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and we talked about that on the different shows that we're at. I don't think we covered that yet. We came down to Texas to hang out with Grunt Style. EP Mike set that up with one of his contacts. We did their short-term radio and their podcast. We're about actually to leave here after the show to go do a sketch with them.
Yep.
And then yesterday we did the Drinking Bros podcast with Dan Holloway, Jared Taylor, the Black Rifle Coffee Group. And that was super cool walking into the Black Rifle Coffee headquarters, and one of their brewmasters was like, "Would you like a cup of coffee?"
Yeah.
That I am going to personally brew you in our laboratory.
Hands, yeah.
And like it was probably one of the better cups of coffees that I have.
Yeah, man.
The only thing that kept it from being the best cup of coffee that I've ever had was the fact that I wasn't like dog tired watching the sunrise in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes the environment, also has a bit to play in it. Like I was comfortable, I was safe. You know, like I was relatively awake. The room temperature was good. There was no threat of danger. So one of the few times I ever drink coffee black because like it just honestly didn't need it. Like I had a literal brewmaster make one cup, not like a huge vat.
Yeah, that's right.
It was kind of like me when I was making like my one single serving of instant Folger coffee from an MRE in a hot beverage bag. Oh my God. So one time I'm in Afghanistan and we're on an LPOP, listening point, observation point. There's 4 Marines and like 4 Afghan soldiers, and we're in this like tiny little fucking bunker on the edge of a wadi staying in Afghanistan. And we're doing 4 on, 4 off for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And if you've never done something like that, it is god awful miserable.
Yeah.
Never being able to get more than a few hours of sleep because, once you get off, it's not like immediately fall asleep. Like you got to like shit, shower, shave, clean your weapons maintenance as a squad leader. You don't have to do reports. And then, you have to wake up 15 minutes prior to put your gear on. So you're never really getting, that's all, even if you were to fall asleep instantly. And that's not like including like jacking off or like writing letters or, prepping UGREs or whatever.
Right.
And so, you're only getting like 3 hours of sleep at a time. And then like during the daytime, like it's hard to sleep, and like if there's IEDs going off or firefights or fucking, shit's happening or they want weapons counts, it's just miserable.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, it's like fucking my shift starts at like 3 a.m. or something goofy. And I'm like, all right, the sun's going to come up right before 6 a.m. I got this one thing of fucking Folgers for my MRE. I'm going to save it till then. Like all I want to do is like as soon as the sun comes up and like we're past stand 2, like the danger twilight hour, then I'm going to make this cup of coffee and life's going to be good. Like this is my only goal in life at this point. I'm not thinking 4 months down the road when I'm, coming home and making love. Like all I want is this fucking cup of coffee.
For sure.
And so, the sun comes up and I'm like, all right, cool. And so I'm making the cup of coffee. I heat the water in the beverage bag. I take the coffee, I put it in. I take the non-dairy creamer powder and I put it in. And then I take what I thought was the sugar and put it in.
Yeah.
It was the salt.
Oh, God.
I take one big swig of that fucking thing of coffee and immediately fucking upchuck everything that's in my stomach.
Oh, my God.
Bile included.
Oh.
And it's just like the one fucking little fucking crumb that I had to sustain myself,
That's horrible.
For my morale and my mental health, like betrayed me viciously.
Of course, that that Lion King moment was ruined.
Yeah, seriously.
Savette and blah.
Blah. Like Simba, like, Dad, you got to get up.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I can't wait to see that in high definition.
No shit.
Thanks, Disney.
Yeah. Fuck you, Disney.
Got a
Make
belly full of fucking white dog shit salt. Like,
exactly.
now you
Did you
put
play
this
this
on
on me? Will Smith's Genie? Nothing makes sense.
Nothing makes sense. Yeah, and so it was just like super fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Black Rifle Coffee guys hand me this cup of coffee. It was really fucking good.
Yeah, it was. One of the guys made me Americano. Was fantastic.
Yeah. And
they were
so,
super receptive, super nice guys.
Yeah, and it was kind of different because you never really know like what somebody's gonna be like, and like we got down to Grunt style, and it was like a totally different vibe than I expected.
Yeah, same.
We're talking to the leadership there, and they've switched out a lot of personnel. They're like, it's not the same old Grunt style. Like, we're getting back to our, the way things used to be. We're not as worried about sponsors and, the bottom line. Like, we just want to take care of the veteran community. And it's like, all right, I respect that.
Fuck yeah.
Then not to mention, like, we showed up there, and there was a fucking Lamborghini.
And a Ducati, yeah.
And a Ducati. And, like, it wasn't even there. It's just not like they paid for it. Like, some dude was just like, yeah, Grunt style's dope. Do you want to borrow my Lamborghini?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and so they're like, do you want to go for a ride in a Lamborghini? And I was like, fuck yes.
As a matter of fact, I fucking do.
Yeah, so me and fucking Mike, we took turns getting in the Lambo. And for legal purposes, we can't say how fast we were going. But I can assure you, the mile per hours were equivalent to the same number of girls that Mike bangs per quarter.
I don't think it was 300 miles an hour. See, embellished numbers.
Somewhere in the 80s.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, my head definitely got pinned in the back of the seat.
Yeah, like the thing is like I remember the one time in my life that I've ever been in like a super fast car.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I remember that happening and like the whiplash.
Yeah.
So like as soon as I got in, I like buried my head in the back of the seat, and because I kind of have like a fucked up curve.
Yeah.
Like the curve that's supposed to be at the top of my spine isn't there from 12 years of wearing a Kevlar in a pack.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not service related.
No, literally.
Oh God.
This isn't my first time in San Antonio.
Oh my God.
I spent 2 months here in the Wounded Warriors doing hyperbaric chamber treatment for
That's
traumatic
right.
brain injury,
Yeah.
and the VA rated me a 0. Can you believe that?
I can, only because it's such a flawed system.
And to play devil's advocate,
Mm-hmm.
which I try to do with most things, because
Sure.
if all you ever do is consider your side of the story, then you're really living a narrow experience.
And you should maybe fix yourself.
Or correct yourself.
There it is. You didn't say it last time.
Man, we didn't get. Maybe it's a good thing the episode got deleted.
I just feel like we covered a lot, and but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab another beer. Keep talking.
So it's he runs off. Yeah, this bear with us this week because we're out of the studio trying to network to do more stuff. But yeah, and so like I was here for 2 months and they rated it 0, and I was like, man, like the only devil advocacy like saving grace that I could think was that just like my brain was so powerful that even after being damaged, they looked at it and was just like, this is a Grunt's brain.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Yeah, like God had to nerf me because I was too powerful.
That's right.
Yeah, so this isn't my first time here, but we we had a fantastic time at
Yeah.
Grunt Style. We did
Great.
their short-term radio.
Mhm.
Check that out if you haven't. You can check out #GEAD, like GEAD, go eat a dick.
Yeah.
That's
Big thing they're pushing.
Yeah, big thing they're pushing. And then we went and did the Drinking Bros podcast, which was super cool too.
Yeah, no, I had a great time. Those guys, like I said, super warm, receptive, super nice. And again, if you do check out that episode, embellished version of myself. Yet again, I think I said cream pie more times on that show than I ever have in my life.
See that's what happens, like you finally got a taste of the sweet life.
And all I could think about is cream pie.
And all you could think about was cream pie.
Jesus Christ.
You know?
You want to hear the sound of freedom? That's it. My dad makes that joke.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Carl? He doesn't listen.
Not yet, at least.
That's right.
Your mom's going to be like, Carl!
Carl! Get off the toilet.
Assuming your parents are still together.
They are, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, super
How do you
in
think
love.
they made that work?
Honestly, man, we're going to talk about my parents. My parents, they met in the Air Force.
Yeah. I mean, that's a super smoke pit fucking related topic.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Like, there's not a single person in the military whose parents were also in the military.
Right.
They didn't immediately mention it.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, well, they were in the Air Force back when that meant something. And so my mom was 21 and my dad was 30 when they, got pregnant with me and got married. So
Fraternization.
Exactly. That's why she got out. And he stayed in a little bit longer, but then eventually, he had 4 kids total, living with them, and they moved to Indiana. And
So is that where you get it from?
yeah. And it's just they've been together and they're still super in love. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't like looking at it.
Especially being so cold and
Yeah,
void.
I'm just so dead inside, and
Yeah.
every time I go home, it's like they're always happy to see me, and then they're just all over each other. I'm like, ugh. I'm going to the grossest bar I can find.
You're like, get a room.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, did you want another sibling? Like,
Get a room. Which one? This is our house,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
you just jump through the window.
That's right.
I'm
Goodbye.
going to the bar.
Yeah, I'm going to a bar. Yeah, no.
They're like, we're really glad we invested in that sugar glass. Like he really hurt himself the last time.
Boy, our kids are dumb.
That's how much they love you.
That's right. Yeah, no, great people. Carl and
Yeah.
Tina, shout
As
out.
for me, I've had several different last names because I kept getting adopted
Mm-hmm.
because nobody loved me.
Yeah, well, do you want to go into that? Or?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, just wanted a little bit of sympathy from the listeners.
You get none.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
India.
cares.
Nobody
That's right.
cares. Do your job. Yeah. So we
What were we talking about?
how you were just like going off on cream pies at the cyclic rate.
I know. I kind of got.
Yeah, how's that feel? That like the entire Drinking Bros audience, their entire perception of you
I know.
is just gonna be like this
And it's
sex craze.
and it's so funny.
Like, even worse than our viewers.
I know. Our viewers kind of. I feel like kind of get it, but they're gonna be like, "Who is this sexed up motherfucker?"
Yeah.
So.
Somebody's be like, "Oh, that's Mr. Sex Man."
Yeah, Mr. Sex. God had these nicknames.
Yeah, because everybody has a different perception of you. You know, like whether
Yeah.
it's a girl you're with romantically, a friend, a dog, a mailman, somebody standing in line. Like every person who's ever seen you has a different version of you in their head.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's just like the only place you truly exist is your own mind because you can't control anything else. And so that I think that kind of gives a little credence to like the infinite galaxy or the infinite timelines where, for every repercussion, every action, every choice, every decision made or not made, there's an alternate timeline, kind of a la Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say all of the Avengers as well, but
Yeah. Like the different versions of Earth and Miles Morales and all that.
Yeah.
But like with this, like I just really fucking wish we were in the version where our executive producer didn't suck. Like here I am,
Infinite universes, and this is the one. This is the one I'm dropped in.
And like this isn't the first time an episode's been deleted. This is not even the second time.
No. If I had a nickel for every time an episode was deleted, I'd have a lot of nickels. God. Because I'm just thinking over the stuff we covered last night, and like we covered a lot.
Yeah, thankfully I do have some notes. So
okay, yeah. Hit me with it. Well, I know EP wants to hear the story of his birthday weekend on air. So
we kind of alluded to that.
Yeah, we did. We didn't really get into it.
All right, so before we get to that, shout out to Crooked Sales, the shotgun shell.
Yep.
It's a cool little device. You put a beer in it, and you press a button, and it punctures a perfect hole. So that way, when you want to party and shotgun beers, it keeps you from like fucking up your keys or like accidentally slicing your hand. Makes it easier for girls because we all know inherently girls are terrible at shotgunning.
I'm also really bad at shotgunning, so
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, he shotgunned a beer on the last episode.
I did.
If you check out that video.
And actually, everyone gave me props for being so clean, but the reason I did it so slow and so clean is because I was fucking hovering over mics and shit.
And not only that, because you had the shotgun shell.
That's true.
You
That's a
you
really
didn't
good
have to
point.
like, and especially when you have this like $300 key fob it, do you really want to spray beer all up in that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I keep my shotgun shell in the back of my toilet, and every time I'm done with PT after work, I come home, and then before I jump in the shower, I shotgun a beer in the shower. And that's a true story. If you go to my apartment right now, my shotgun shell is on my toilet.
That's fantastic.
Because my life is a mess.
So it was EP Mike's birthday the other weekend.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And so I was otherwise engaged. It was unfortunate I couldn't be there, but co-host Mike, he really came through the solid.
I swept in with some superhero shit.
Yep. He was just like, hey man, like I'm going down to Fayetteville to cream pie this girl.
Oh my god!
And you should come with us. And
Okay.
see, like the thing is though, is like with the embellished version, is just like if I do say something that's outlandish, because it could be true, it could not be true,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
I give you plausible deniability.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, because there have been times, not only in the past, but this episode too, where I've said something that was true. But now you get to play it off like, co-host Mike being the victim again.
My
like,
god, I'm not a victim. I've never said I'm a victim. I am an embellished version of myself.
Yeah, so he drove all the way down to a different state to cream pie this girl.
Jesus Christ. And you want me to tell the story or what?
Yeah, please continue. And our guests won't know if that's true or not, which is, I mean, it is true,
No,
but like.
not. All right, whatever. Whatever. I didn't. All right, whatever. Any fucking way. It's EP Mike's birthday, right? And so we tried to make plans with him, but he kept saying, I don't know. You never gave us an answer. So we didn't really know what to do. And so we were just kind of like, you know what? He's got dinner with his parents or whatever. But then, I didn't really have anything to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking swing through, and I'm going to give him like a hua experience because, being a combat engineer, he misses his army days. He tells me every single day. Even though I blocked him, I don't know how he still talks to me. And
like he's singing like Green Beret cadences.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, were you a Green Beret or like attached to them? He's like, no, I was an engineer. I was like, what about the engineer cadences? He's like, I've sang them all.
I sang all of them, yeah. And I wrote some myself. You want to hear them? You want to proofread them?
Can I say him on the show? No,
Yeah,
well,
no,
certainly not.
Definitely not. Anyway, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him a true hua experience. I'm going to drive him down to the closest army base, Fort Bragg, and I'm going to shout out to all my Instagram followers, be like, what's the grossest strip club we can find? Like, what's the most army thing we can do for one night? And so they gave us an opinion. I forget which one it was. I'm not going to say the name of it, but just because I can't remember it anyway. So we get down there. I get us a pretty nice, swanky little suite for the two of us. And so the plan was we're going to drink at the hotel bar pregame, and we're going to Uber to the strip club and just fucking make it rain. Well, I'm going to make it rain. And we're going to have a good little birthday for EP Mike. And so first thing we do we go down and we get these like little drink vouchers. We got 4 free drinks, super dope. They had some weird promotional thing going on. And as soon as we sit down, we both get a Jack and Coke, and the guy brings it out to EP Mike and just spills it all over him. The very first thing that happened. And I was like, I love this night so much. Like, it's his birthday, and the guy's just like, fucking whoops. Oh, no. That was EP Mike's phone. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Of all the alternate timelines.
You know what's not embellished about this show is EP Mike. If anything, we take it too easy on him, even though we get yelled at to be nice to him.
Which is a load of horseshit.
Absolute dog
Absolute
shit.
fucking horseshit. So the drinks get spilled.
Drinks got spilled.
You know,
it was foreshadowing.
You improvise, you adapt, you overcome.
That's right.
You head out to fucking...
We close with and destroy on some whores.
Yeah.
So we get to the strip club.
See, I knew it. I told y'all.
Shut up. And so we get to the strip club, and EP Mike, in his mission set ways, just kind of walks through the bouncer and just through the opening, just like, I'm going to titties. Everyone's like, everybody calm down.
Wait a second. Because like when you come into a strip club, there's like a little foyer where
there
they
is
like,
a foyer.
check IDs.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's around the corner so you can't see the naked women in case you're underage.
EP
Did
Mike,
you just like blew right through
EP
that?
Mike has no time for that. The man wants titties. It's his birthday. And so the bouncer's like, all right, is he a threat or what? I'm like, no, it's his birthday. He's like, word. And
Because I was about to powerbomb him.
Yeah, right.
Was he a big guy?
Of course he was. He was huge.
Yeah, and if you
he's
watch the videos, like EP Mike, he's like, what, like 5'7", you know, about that.
Yeah.
I'm being generous for the ladies.
It was his birthday, Dan.
Yeah, but like most bouncers are like good, like what, 6'1", 6'3", if not bigger.
This guy was easy 6'4". Yeah.
Yeah, so easy 6'4".
He's a bouncer at a military strip club. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
And so we get there, and
Probably some fucking like water dog or something. You know,
who
like,
fucking knows? Steroids for sure.
like no, I'm saying like he probably had the Pogus MOS.
Oh, of course, it always is. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because they never go to the field and lose weight, so they just have time to sit there and lift weights on the
Well,
base
see,
all day.
I have thoughts on that though.
Okay.
being-
Do you want me to finish the story? Because I will debate that as well.
No, but this is just real quick.
Okay.
So being the largest one in the room, also probably the one who spent the most time in the field.
True.
And just by virtue of the fact that it's cheaper to leave us in the field than it is to bring us back and forth, especially with 1,000 of us or whatever,
Right.
feeding us nothing but MREs, which are like 50% trans fat,
Yeah.
which are very difficult to get rid of.
Supposed to eat like 1 or 2 a day, and that's
Yeah,
if you're
and,
moving
like-
constantly.
Yeah, and each of these meals have like 40 to 60.
Yeah.
I ate nothing but trans fats for 12 years,
Yeah.
and now I wonder why I'm chubby.
But you hold it well. You look good.
Yeah, thankfully I have a 50-inch chest and a 40-inch waist, so
There you
like
go.
I still have like the old lumberjack thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever actually like trimmed my waist down to 32, like I look like a god, you
I
know.
took a picture the other day over the laptop, and you fucking look jacked as fuck.
I've been working on it, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like summer body coming up.
Hell yeah.
Because we have we're tentatively thinking about possibly doing a cruise with Drinking Bros. And
Yeah,
the,
that just came across the desk.
yeah, like literally Jared Taylor bent me over the desk and was like,
That's right. Yeah, and came
was
across
like-
it.
yeah, he's like, either you get the penis in the butt or you go on the cruise.
That's
And I
right,
was like,
yeah.
why not both?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're already in.
Yeah. Yeah, so he tries to blow through the bouncer.
Right, okay.
You have to save him.
That's right. The ADD is strong this
Yeah.
episode. Yeah. So no, we get through. We show our creds. We're totally legal.
Yeah.
So we get there, and I pull out like $1 billion, whatever I do. And so we're ordering drinks and we're hanging out. And I was like, you know what? I know strip clubs do a thing where they bring people on stage and they spank them. And
It's been a while.
I did that on my 18th birthday in a strip club in Indiana.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Disgusting. I still feel ashamed. And so I go up to the DJ, and I don't know if you know DJs at strip clubs, but they are the most egotistical, full of themselves people in the world. They think they are DJ Khaled. They think they are like, they rule the world. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, they think like who they are as a person is a reflection of their voice persona.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, because all 12 people in here have to listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And
They-
like,
yeah.
and because there's naked women around. Like,
Yeah. It was super bizarre. Anyway, so I go up to him. I'm like, "Hey, man, you guys do bird things?" Yeah, it was like $60 or whatever. And he's like, and after he's like, "All right, $60." He's like, "It'll be a couple songs. 2 girls will dance." Blah blah. I was like, "Cool." And cool. And he's like, "If you want it right on this piece of paper," he's like, "I like to do like kind of like a roast thing." I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of funny." And
Yeah.
He's like, "Just write some stuff down." So I just former combat engineer, director of media, Pop Smoke Media, executive producer, Smoke Pit, blah blah blah. So all the creds, and then like I hand him this paper. He's like, "I don't know what any of this is." I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you know. Say the line, fucking
Yeah.
make the jokes funny, man.
Like the cameo thing. You
Right,
know? Like,
right, no shit. And So they bring Mike on stage, and he's super hype. I've never seen him this happy. He's like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets on stage, one of the guys on the side throw a couple dollars his way. And you remember what you did? The first thing you did was take a knee and put the dollar in your mouth like
What?
an absolute savage.
A dirty strip club dollar, probably covered in chlamydia and pink
living,
eye.
He was living his best life with that dirty dollar in his mouth.
Why in his mouth though? Like you could have put it like in your collar or like your waistband, or why in the mouth?
Well, he had been drinking and abusing his brain that night.
But
so.
like you just got to the strip club.
Well,
like,
yeah, but I'm not. He done more than drink, so.
Suck some dick.
That's right. Suck some dick for dollars. And so first thing he does is get on stage, put a dollar in his mouth. I'm like, great, this is going swimmingly. And so the bunch is like,
it's like when like somebody's running and they first take that misstep, and like they start to like kind of do like the gallop and like catch themselves. Like that was the beginning.
And so the bouncer's like, okay, buddy, like sit down. The girls are gonna dance on you. And so they're dancing on him. EP Mike, super sexed up guy. He's a ladies' man. We all know this. And the girls dance on him. He's kind of touching. He's not like finger blasting him or anything. And the DJ's like, all right, hands yourself. Mike's like, okay, and kind of sits there. And then he starts giving him this roast, quote unquote, and it's not even a roast, he's just talking shit. It's not funny. And he's like all right, he was a former combat engineer. He's like, yeah, I was infantry, bro, you dug holes for us, again making it about himself, the strip club DJ. You can go fuck yourself. And then he's like, okay, it says here he's socially awkward. I can see that. And it's like, okay, this isn't even a roast, you're just reading things and being mean, like it's not funny. And then he's like, all right, director of media, Pop Smoke Media, and he pauses, like, I've never heard of that. Like, okay, this isn't about you. What the fuck is your deal?
Yeah.
And he's like, executive producer of The Smoke Pit. Yeah, never heard of that either. I'm like, okay, this has been well worth the money. You're so good at this. And so then he started, EP Mike, getting bored, getting horny, getting handsy.
No, before we continue, I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
We take up a GoFundMe, and we go there, and we're like, hey, we want to do like a birthday roast or whatever.
Okay.
And you're like, here's like $100. You have to say everything that's on the paper.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we fight you. And him being like self-absorbed, be like, yeah, sure, I'll take the $100.
Yeah.
But it's just roasting him. And it's like, like fucking DJ Swift or whatever bullshit name he had. Like fucking, it's like, yeah, fucking still lives with his parents because his girlfriend kicked him out.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. It's just like all shit talking him.
He can't help but one up his own roast. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, fucking, his fucking beard doesn't connect. Because he has low testosterone. Wah, wah, wah.
Got you good, you fucker.
Got you good, you fuck.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'll definitely put some money on that. And EP Mike getting handsy again, getting another warning. Then he's like, all right, enough dancing. It's time to get beat. So they put him on all fours.
Wait, so who's getting handsy?
Multiple times,
like grabbing titties and ass and shit?
EP Mike, he doesn't... You cannot tell EP Mike what to do. The man,
he has no manager.
Exactly. I cannot be managed. So he's like, all right. He gets on all fours. He puts his head in between his stripper's legs, her thighs, rather. And so he proceeds to get hit with a belt, right? First shot, it's like, I could hear it. It sounds like it hurt. And the DJ's like, all right, girls, do it again. And even everybody in the audience is not, all 7 of us are not entertained because it's weird. And so he gets hit again. Second time sounds a little louder. And then the DJ suddenly just goes, you think you hit him a little harder there because he said backstage that he thinks strippers are worthless and not real people, blah, blah. And so he's just embellished, like making up lies. It's fucking weird. And so the girl like turns the belt over to like the buckle side and hits EP Mike like right in the asshole with the buckle. Absolutely slapped the shit out of his taint with the buckle of a belt. And so it went from like kind of being funny strip club to like, okay, this is like torture porn now. I don't want to watch this. I mean, I'll finish eventually, but I don't want to watch this.
Like, how bad was like the wound?
So he said he would show me. He just never got around to showing me, but it was pretty bad, wasn't it, Mike? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, like, what, was he able to sit for the rest of the night?
No, so he came back and he was kind of like, I'll stand for a second, because it was pretty bad. Because even watching it, it was like, holy shit, they beat the fuck out of him, and they hit him with the buckle of the belt in his asshole. It was disgusting. So yeah, so then I proceeded to drop, over $500 to get this kid some lap dances and some drinks all night.
$500?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you're friends with me, you will not be bored on your birthday. And I have too much disposable income.
Because he does not buy condoms.
Because the money I save. If only I didn't order DoorDash every single night.
Every single
fucking
night.
Rich. But yeah, man, it was a good time. And then we had the 4-hour drive back in the morning where EP Mike decided to just ramble on about nothing, and I just turned up Howard's Turn and just drove. It was a good time.
Yeah, I think I remember it was the night that we were doing like the planning for the Halloween party, and EP Mike got fucking too drunk, like.
He is one to do that, you know?
Yeah, like gets too drunk for the situation. And I was like, all right, time to take him home. It's like 10:03. And yeah, I think we get like 10 minutes into the drive, and I send you like a list of like the eclectic shit that he's talking about. Like it was like when lead was removed from paint.
Yeah.
When they started doing fuel injection in jets. It was just like the most eclectic random shit.
You know what? It's funny about the way EP Mike talks and like the topics he comes up with. It's like, I don't know enough about it to debate it, but you feel like he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It's always so random and so unique. I'm like, I don't know enough about this to debate you, but I feel like you're wrong.
But I will take the time to Google it.
I'm not that petty, and I don't care.
So, was that about all you wanted to wrap on for the weekend? Was there any other?
I don't think so.
Except my own EP Mike story.
Oh, let's go ahead. Yeah, please.
So, I was shooting like little Vine type videos back and forth with a page called Disgruntled Docs, and just about like being a sad boy, like and and me being half Caucasian, half Hispanic. I can't say the word, but you have sad fella hours.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Where between the hours of like 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. that's typically where like all the people who are sad and depressed, particularly after a breakup or whatever, are watching sad edits and remixes and all
just lucid dreams on repeat.
Yeah, exactly. Like over like a Simpsons thing, or something. Yeah.
I don't know why they hit me so hard.
Blink 182. I miss you.
Oh my god.
Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside my head. Because it's a Y.
It is a Y.
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge, shout out. That dude's out of his mind, by the way. Did you know that? Like,
yeah, have us on your show.
Yeah. Yeah, I will absolutely talk with Tom.
I don't think he has a show, but he'll be like. But the thing is like if this gets back to him, he's just like, yes, I do have a show, and like his, like crew or whatever, like his publicist, like, oh god, like he's gonna go mad if he doesn't walk onto set tomorrow with a full functioning show.
That dude's super into aliens. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things I did was like you said, lucid dreams, and I'd fucked up my back in Afghanistan, like I mentioned earlier, and so the VA gave me a shit ton of fucking muscle relaxers, some real strong shit, and. One of the videos that I did was I was pouring all the fucking pills into my mouth while listening to the chorus of Lucid Dreams.
Okay, yeah, that's right. You seen that video, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a funny video.
It was hilarious, actually. Yeah.
And so like I did that, and like a bunch of the pills fell in my mouth, some fell over my face, my chest, and I'm pretending to cry. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like I gotta pull up the song on Spotify to put in my story, and save it, the filter, the caption, all this stuff, And so I'm sitting there and I'm doing all this stuff, and then like 4 or 5 seconds later, maybe a little longer, I wasn't paying attention. I get this really awful taste in my mouth, and I'm like, oh fuck the pills.
The mouthful, it was a lot.
Yeah. And so like I forgot to spit out this mouthful of pills. I guess they're like quick release or whatever.
I'm sure they are.
And the lining in your mouth is supposedly thinner than the lining in your stomach. And so, next thing I knew, I was on Neptune.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, I am fucking high out of my mind. Like, I have not been in this fucking high in, like, probably, like, 20 years.
Since you were a little girl, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, since I was a fucking, like, 13, 14, like, first time I ever got high.
Jesus,
like, as a teenager in high school. Yeah.
That's a high.
It's, like, one of those life-altering things that make you, like, realize shit about yourself, And, right after I got out of the Marine Corps, I went up to D.C. where weed is legal, and I had smoked up, and I had smoked too much, and I was at my my buddy's house, and like I was like, I'm gonna die, like this is it, like I'm so high, I'm literally gonna die, and like I had kind of made a mess of the place that I was staying, and I was like, well, I don't want my friends and family coming in here to have to like clean stuff up for me or whatever. Get my belongings and all that. So I spent like half an hour like field daying the shit out of this place. It was immaculate, because I'm trying to be like considerate,
Yeah, of course.
like because I'm like, all right, I've already accepted my death, and now I'm just trying to do my best, like a machine gunner or something on a position that's about to be overtaken. He's like, I'm just trying to take out as many as I can before I go.
That's right.
And so I didn't do that this time. I didn't try to clean my place. I didn't try to get my finances in order. I didn't try to like take out a life insurance policy, write down my password for all my social media. And None of that.
Yeah, nothing.
And so I was just like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die, and like that's it. There's nothing I can do.
You were
about
literally gonna pop smoke from existence.
Yeah. And then I EP Mike was over, and he was like doing editing, because it's a lot easier to have him there when we're editing, versus like trying to like email back and forth or whatever, because like I'm kind of particular about shit. I'd be like, this millisecond, add this, or volume up here, like a professional.
Yeah, I am not.
Like like a painter, they put the detail into it.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between like like a Rembrandt, or like the very particular brushstrokes and as where it goes. Mike is more like Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, I just throw shit and see what sticks.
Yeah, he just splatters whores with semen.
Jesus Christ.
Particularly the insides.
Any fucking way.
And got you good, fucker. Yeah, and so he's like he's going to 7-Eleven to get like cigarettes or Monsters or something,
something he doesn't need.
Yeah, something he doesn't need. And I'm like, salvation, like this is my opportunity.
Huzzah.
Yeah, like my vision is too fucked up and blurred to like even like look at my phone to dial 911.
Right.
So I'm like, if I can just get to him, I can tell him to take me to the hospital. Yeah. And maybe they can do something for me. And so I stumble to my fucking door, and right as he's about like cresting the entryway, he's about to leave, he's like, "Hey man, I'm going to 7-Eleven. You need anything?" And I was like, "A chicken burrito."
So with your dying wish, instead of saying medical attention, you say chicken burrito.
Yeah, no, like nothing else. And and then he's like, "Okay, cool." And he walks out, and I'm like, "Damn it!"
Just aloof as a goose.
I'm like, "Damn it!" Like that was my chance.
Yeah.
And so like, I sit there in existential dread, contemplating the mortal coil, until he gets back, and then he's just like, "Hey man, like I got your burrito. It's like right over here." And so like I stumble out there, and again I'm on fucking Neptune.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where the fuck I am or what's going on. Like I'm just trying to use like my processing power to put things together.
I just want to like, if I'm overdosing slowly on muscle relaxers, the last thing I want to see is EP Mike handing me food from 7-Eleven. That's the last thing I see. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's like, you ever play that Batman or Spider-Man game, and it's either Scarecrow or fucking Mysterio, and they have you like all fucking fucked up and high and shit. Yeah, and it's just like this alternate reality that like that's what it felt like.
You're just punching random people.
Yeah, I was prepared for this by Arkham Asylum, and like mission is find the microwave.
Right.
And so I put the fucking burrito in there, and I hit 2 minutes, and like I'm sitting there, and I am fucking zonked.
Yeah, of course.
Like I am on fucking a different planet. And EP Mike is like, yeah. So I was watching this video where the indigenous population of lizards on the Galapagos Islands was declining after. And I was just like, I looked at him, I was like, dude, I am fucking zonked. And he's like, okay. And then he fucking spins around and fucking does a little bounce walk off, and just left me to my fate, like just left me. And like clearly I was the fuck out of it. Like,
yeah, of course.
Like, anybody who knows me I'm very engaged and very,
almost too engaged.
Yeah, I'm very into it.
Yeah.
And it makes people uncomfortable because I have like super clear eyes.
Yeah.
And so it's like a fucking near 300-pound wolf.
Well, because usually when I try to start conversations with you, I don't really want reciprocation. I just want to go, yeah, this, and you go, what about it? I go, oh fuck, I wasn't ready for a conversation.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and the fucking thing goes off. I get the burrito, and I take a bite. And it was fucking amazing. Yeah. It was like the best burrito I've ever fucking had in my life. And so I stumbled my way back to my room, and I fucking lay down, and I finished eating this burrito. And I was like, all right, well, life was good. Yeah. Now, now I lay myself down to sleep. And, I pray the Lord my soul will keep.
For sure.
And it was almost like the last stanza of Thanatopsis. Like, thou shalt not go like a quarry slave at night, scourged to his dungeon, but sustained and soothed by an unfaltering trust. Approach thy grave like one who lays down on his couch and wraps drapes about him and lays down to pleasant dreams.
Word.
And it took me a second to recall that.
I know, yeah, you literally had to inhale very deeply.
Yeah, and I wasn't reading that off of anything.
He wasn't, no.
Because foolishly, I thought that girls would be impressed by things like poetry and knowledge.
You know who's impressed by that? Nobody.
Yeah. Never once has being able to fucking, recite Hamlet's soliloquy gotten me laid. Nope. But however, being like, haha, look at this meme, like, that's gotten me laid plenty of times.
Ski.
Yeah, so like, I laid down on my, on my bed. I wrapped my drapery around me, and I lay down to pleasant dreams. Where each shall take their place in the silent halls of death.
Oh my God.
And so I fully expected to die.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I was cool with it. I woke up and I wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Massively fucking hungover though.
Oh, for sure.
Like I
yeah.
had some like weird like I don't know if you've never done pills, don't do it. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes like you wake up and like you're altered, you know? Like
Yeah, and cottonmouth like a motherfucker.
yeah, cotton mouth,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's the same thing with alcohol, you know, it's
Mhm.
a drug. And so I woke up and I had this massive fucking pill hangover, and I was like, never again,
Yeah.
never again.
You woke up to my text and you and me and you're like, "Is this funny?" You're like, "No." Like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna post it."
Yeah, so it was just my experience that like I was just like, oh man, like
Yeah.
I'm really in need here, and EP Mike was just like, oh yeah, Galapagos Islands, I'm gonna go finish watching this documentary,
The lizard people are
Yeah.
real.
and I'm like, help me, you fool. And he just walked off.
Your sad boy burrito tale.
Yeah.
I still to this day feel like that's a shirt that I think we should make like 3 shirts that say sad boy burrito with like your face and like a burrito, and then just like hold a contest and like
Yeah, exactly. Because like, imagine like how like everything I've been through, right? Like all the
that's what I'm
fucking,
saying. Yeah.
you know, all the the fucking children's shelters, the
Mhm.
adoptions, the fucking 9/11, high
Mhm.
school dropping out so I could join the Marines, the deployments, the fucking divorce, the fucking everything,
Mhm.
everything that I've been through in fucking life. I almost died a bunch in 2016. I had blood clots in my lungs that almost killed me.
Mhm.
I got meningitis in Iceland.
Mhm.
Like it was just meningitis is not an STD for the uneducated females out there.
It is, but go ahead.
No, it's just like super pneumonia kind of. Anyways,
Meningitis. Go ahead.
yeah, the VA tried to give me a spinal tap, and I'm like, but the blood thinners you put me on will literally paralyze me if you do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, ha, ha, ha.
That's funny. I didn't read your second chart.
Yeah. I'm like, you prescribed me the pills.
Yeah.
But like, out of everything that I've been through in my life, I was like, if this is how I go, this is how I go.
Yeah, it's making a gif of yourself throwing back pills.
Yeah. And I sat there eating my sad boy burrito.
That's right. Yeah.
And just ready to fucking die. Yeah, so that was my EP Mike story.
I'm definitely making a shirt. We're gonna hold a contest for sad boy burrito shirts.
Yep. But at least I look good though, because
right.
I had to use my combat comb over pomade.
Boom, boom, boom. This is how you plug shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. They're available on Amazon, online, on their website, combatcomeover.com. And if you're one of those dudes who like to push the limit with your hair,
Mm-hmm.
try to be belligerent, out of regs, definitely get this pomade so you can slick your hair back.
Yeah.
So that way, as soon as you get off work and you could shake your hair loose and have the luxurious mane,
Yeah.
but avoid the wrath of chief or first sergeant.
you can jump to the different S shops and drink with them depending on your hair.
Yeah, definitely. Like the way you slick it over, you're
That's
either
right.
a shark or a jet. Speaking of,
There you go.
yeah. Something that we had kind of talked about a little bit that I wanted to bring up on the show was like how different your experience in the military will be, just by virtue of the fact that you have people who come from all walks of life and all different states and even different territories and countries. And so, like, for example, the first time I ever had Hypnotic, it's like this like really sweet, clear, not clear, blue liquor.
Yep.
And you can find it in the stores and stuff. It's not one of those things that like you really know it's there unless you're looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the first time I ever had it, like I was drinking with all the dark green Marines. I think they were the Moto T Marines.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
they're like, yeah, dude, like you got to try out like the Hypnotic and the Hennessy and the Cognac.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool, And then they're exposing me to new music. Like, oh, what you know about this artist?
Yeah.
Like what you know about the the Harlem Renaissance and all that. And and so like it's awesome because like they're excited to share this culture with
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
And then like when you go and drink with like the the Latino Marines or Hispanic Marines.
The
Yeah,
S6.
the S6. If you're with the S1 or the S6, and then it's like tequila.
Yeah.
And then you go and drink the Rednecks, and it's just like fucking Jim Beam, and Maker's Mark, and
dip.
fucking Garth Brooks,
Yeah,
and fucking all this stuff, and then you have the fucking like the straight edge white kids, and all they want to do is spice, like
Yeah, it's insanity. Yeah, why would
Yeah.
you ever want to do spice?
yeah, it's fucking, but you know what I mean though, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And see, like the crazy thing about that is like there's no cultural appropriation in the Marine Corps.
not at all.
Because everyone wants to show you where they came from.
Mhm.
They want, like their music, their food, their culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to share that with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I knew this guy. He was Vietnamese, and he was at a local Asian food mart, and he had like met another Vietnamese family, and they're like, oh hey, well since you're here and you don't have a family, like it's really big to them. Like you can come over and have dinner with us when we do our family dinners.
Yeah.
And so one weekend he invited me. and like they're like, yeah, you got to try this, like, you know, like, no, this kind of Vietnamese food is garbage, like this is authentic, you know, like this is what makes it real. Like,
they call it pho or pho.
I don't know, honestly. And
I say both.
yeah, I just smile and nod.
That's right. It's delicious, whatever it is.
Yeah, especially if it's free.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so like, you know, they're playing the music, they're giving me the food, and like that was just my experience. Like I have a little bit of knowledge of each culture because I spent long enough in the military that I got to meet people. And you know, like you know, they're like that quote that you were saying about the old Air Force general.
Yeah, that Air Force general, he's like, there's not a racist problem in the Marine Corps because they treat everybody like they're black.
Hey.
Like and he was a black guy, and it's like yeah, obviously that was kind of a jab a little bit, but there's some truth to that. Like,
there really is.
Yeah.
And you know, that I think that speaks more to just the mistreatment of the Marine Corps.
That's exactly, but mistreatment as a whole, like just together.
But you know, and whatever branch it is, like, you know, you have and it's kind of funny because like there, I mean, I remember there were times where it'd be like, you know, 4 or 5 of us white guys and like one black guy, and we go out somewhere, and or like, you know, like a black female or whatever, and like we go out somewhere, you know, in some fucking shitty redneck fucking town.
Right.
You know, like you get outside of Camp Lejeune and you're like, hey, let's go to Swansboro or wherever the fuck, in Wilmington.
Right.
You know, and somebody says some racist shit to your friend, and then it's like you jump them.
Yeah, of
You know what
course.
I mean? Like
of
nobody
course.
says racist stuff to our friend but us.
Exactly. Only we can make racist jokes.
Yeah.
Same thing with EP Mike. Only we can pick on EP Mike.
Yeah, and it's almost like the same thing with like your corpsman or your RP. You know, like if some fucking douchebag from First Platoon calls your corpsman a queer, you're gonna fuck him up. You know,
Oh, for sure.
Only we can call him a queer.
That's
you know?
right.
Like,
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like, especially being the RP, man, in an infantry battalion, I was the only one. It's not like I was a doc. I wasn't a platoon or anything. I was H&S, and then I got branched out to all the line companies. And yeah, being the RP, if you're not a scumbag, it's the best job in the world because you literally you can walk between barracks and nobody fucks you. RP, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they like you as a battalion, and it was the best. Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, and you know, it's just such like kind of like a camaraderie in the fact where, you know, like you may not even like know somebody, but like you see that they're wearing the uniform, and like it's like almost instantly family.
I mean, well, shit. I mean, even our trip to San Antonio, fucking the reason we had such an amazing dinner the other night was because of a Marine.
Yeah. Shout out to Sutherley, the brewmaster from there. He's a former Marine, and you know he reached out to us. He's like, hey, you're gonna be in San Antonio. Come over. I'd like to, you know, have some beers with you. Amazing meal.
It's so fucking good.
You know, the food was amazing. The beer was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know, he just was a Marine.
Yeah.
You know, and he got out before I even went in.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, just the fact that like, you know, he was a Marine and we were in town. He's like, hey, brother, like come, you know, come share food and drink with us.
Yeah.
And now I got to experience more authentic, like, you know, Texas food because of that. And they just, one of the benefits of the Marine Corps, and I think one of the things that people miss so much about the military when they get out, is that broad experience, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're from whatever bumfuck town you're, I mean, granted, some people, you know, a lot of people come from big cities like Miami, New York, Orlando, wherever. And, you know, you do get a kind of that big culture experience, but it's not like you can just like walk into like, you know, and any place and, you know, being a white guy or being a black guy or whatever, and just be like, hey, what's up? And then just be welcomed, you know?
Of course.
As we're like, if I walk down to the S1,
they're
like, sure, you have some hypnotic, you know, what you know about this, boy? You know, and it's just like, you know, like I go over and I like, you know, see the Jamaicans and they're like, Wagwan, everything crisp, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, let's get some rum, you know?
That's
like,
right, yeah.
And like you miss that, you know what I mean? Because again, it's like you have friends that are in like all these different categories, and you get to experience more than you would usually.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to make that point that, you know, like, oh, what are we drinking tonight? And I'm like, well, you know, what ethnicity of the people am I hanging with tonight?
What hat am I
you know?
wearing tonight? Yeah.
Yeah, like what hat, you know, am I going to hip hop club? Am I going to the honky tonk? Am I going to the fucking salsa night at mariachis? You know, like
yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's, you know, that's the thing. And like I remember, I'm half Puerto Rican, and one of the Puerto Rican guys, he was a machine gunner. He was attached to our platoon, and he's like, yeah, what you know about this? And like, you know, puts an earbud in, and it's bachata music, and I didn't really know much about it. You know, I didn't have that. And I'm like, you know, well, the music sounds nice, but like I don't know much about it. He's like, yeah, you know how to dance, right? No,
I do not. Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah.
And so we're at 2005, Syria, near the Syrian border on the Euphrates River. I'm in the turret of a Humvee practicing my bachata steps.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the turret is like smaller than a hula hoop, you know. And then you have all your gear on, and so I'm sitting there doing like these little micro steps. and like 1, 2, 3
Yeah,
bump, 1, 2, 3 bump,
Yeah.
and then like I'd kind of stop, and because after a while you get tired,
Yeah.
and then like the radio crack over. Did I fucking tell you to stop? And like I look up, and he's on the observation point behind the 240 with his binos on me. You know, I'm like, shouldn't you be watching your sector?
I feel like you're not doing your job.
Yeah, you should be watching your sector, man. Shout out to Pena, and yeah, so it's yeah, and so he's the one who taught me how to dance, not my mom, you know, like not my Hispanic family that, you know, that, you know, that didn't stick around. Like, yeah, he was the one who taught me how to dance. And now, like, going out to like clubs and stuff, you know, I can, you know, find some like fine ass, like white E3 female, you know, and take her to a salsa club and fucking dance her pants off.
I've been doing this my whole life.
Yeah, you know, and just like now that's a skill that I have, you know, and you know, being able to identify authentic this or authentic that, or, you know, have knowledge of like different, you know, because we talked about this on another show, like going to like an Asian barbershop versus like a black barbershop, you know, an African American one.
Yep.
And like now when I go in there, like, and they're talking about like the greats of boxing or basketball, like I remember these conversations, you know what I mean? And I actually have like,
I have opinions.
Yeah, I have real opinions.
Yeah.
I'm like, in my opinion, Joe Frazier was the greatest boxer of all time because he beat Muhammad Ali in their first encounter. The only people he lost to were like the greats, you know? And he has like a fantastic record. And, you know, it's like, and if you fight somebody to the death, right?
Right.
Like, you know, me, you versus like 2 Japanese guys in a foxhole in World War II. It doesn't matter who wins round 2 or 3 because you don't survive round 1.
That's right.
So in my opinion, Joe Frazier is the greatest boxer of all time because even Muhammad Ali said Joe Frazier is the greatest boxer of all time besides him.
Yeah. So,
you know?
fair.
So I have opinions.
I got facts.
I got facts. And I get in on these conversations. And I completely attribute that to the Smoke Pit conversations.
Absolutely. As you should. As you should, all conversations.
All right. So we had more to talk about, but we ran short.
Yeah.
Look forward to the Yum Yum Room story.
Yeah.
for
Oh,
next
yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Next episode. That was funny.
Yeah. And hopefully we should be back in beautiful Virginia Beach in our own recording studio. So we do apologize if this was subpar. And I swear on fucking Chesty Puller and the spirit of John Basilone, if this episode gets deleted too, EP Mike is fired.
I agree. I agree with that.
Like, I will fucking buy a chinchilla and he will run the computer.
Absolutely.
Just like adorably clicking up and down the mouse pad.
It's like, oh yeah, I know you're chewing on the wires, but you're so cute.
It's like Laura Morty. Like, look at him go, look at him go. He's having a good time. So, again, big shout out to Crooked Sales with the shotgun shell, Come Back Home Over Pomade.
Absolutely.
Big thank you to Grunt Style.
Absolutely.
You know, they did a lot of management changing, and you know they want to get back to the mission and the core. You know, they did a lot to kind of like adjust the course of the company, so it's not the same old Grunt Style that you know. And big, you know, shout out to Black Rifle Coffee, Drinking Bros. Stay tuned for updates on the cruise out of Galveston, Texas. Me and co-host Mike might be on that.
Maybe. It's a hard maybe.
Hard maybe. Like, I kind of said I would, so
I know.
I'm gonna either have to commit seppuku or go. So one
details
or the
to come.
Details to come. So big shout out to everybody who took care of us here, Southerley.
Shout out to fucking Texas, bro. It's been fun. It's been
I was born here in Texas.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's that.
That's that. See you next time.